Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a zipped up turtleneck crop top out of a t-shirt. Now, if your t-shirt isn't old like mine, then you could skip ahead. If it's low and wide by the neck, like mine, simply pinch one side of the collar, pin or clip in place, then take to the machine and sew darts to adjust. What this does is ensure that we're working with a nice collar to attach the piece that's going to create the turtleneck. Okay, now that I have my collar fixed, it's time for the first step. Take a marker or chalk and mark where you want your crop top to stop. Make sure and use a color that you can see after you've marked it. Now that you have your mark, take a ruler and draw a straight line through that mark so you would know where you need to cut to create your crop top. Okay, so now that you have your straight line, take your scissors and cut away that excess t-shirt. All you're doing here is creating your crop top needed for the project ahead. So now, with the excess piece from the t-shirt we just cut, we're going to create our turtleneck aspect of the crop top. Now make sure it's turned inside out and then fold it in half, making sure that both ends meet. Once you do that, let's move on to the next step. Yeah? Alright, for the next step, take the folded piece that we just created and place it around your neck. This is to get the fit for the turtleneck aspect needed. Now, you can do one of two things here. You can either do what I'm doing and take your scissors and cut 1 inch away from the fit that you need. Or you can mark it with a chalk or marker. Just make sure you can see the mark after and then make your cut later. Then you take the piece to the machine and stitch the piece shut. And that's it. Your turtleneck aspect has just been created. So just make sure, if you're doing it my way, take your time and try not to be clumsy and hurt yourself while you're cutting it. And if you're clumsy, then use your marker or chalk and make sure and mark that area and then cut it. Okay, guys? I don't want anybody getting hurt. So go ahead, get that aspect done, get that aspect stitched, and let's move forward. Yeah? Okay, so for this next step, to make life so much easier when you have to attach the neck piece to the t-shirt, I would recommend you mark the front, back, and side midpoints of your neck piece, and then mark the front, back, and side midpoints of your t-shirt collar where the neck piece is going to be attached to. What this does is not only cut down on time, but it also ensures a very even stitch when you take it to the machine and attach it. Because remember, you want to make sure that you get a very flushed flow of the turtleneck piece to the t-shirt. And if you don't have a very even stitch going around, your end result is going to kind of look high and low and untidy. So just make sure you make those midpoints and mark them so you can see them. Okay, so now that you have all your points in place, make sure the t-shirt is right side out and place it inside the neck piece. Make sure the neck piece raw edge is what you're attaching to the t-shirt's collar. Line up the 2 back points, then pin it in place. Do the same for the front points, pin that in place, and then line up your side points and pin that in place as well. When you have pinned all your points, just make sure that everything was lined up proper and pinned securely. You can then take to the machine and stitch around the area that you've just pinned. I would recommend you use a zigzag stitch and a straight stitch when you're stitching. So go around that area twice, once with a straight stitch and once with a zigzag stitch. This is just to make sure that everything is really nice and secure. So when you put it on, nothing is bursting at the seams when it is being pulled or tugged on when it's going on. All right? So use that straight stitch and zigzag stitch, go around that area twice, and you'll be good to go. Yeah? Quick note, try on your top and make sure the neck piece is snug. If it isn't, simply place darts and take it in. No hassle, no worry. Now it's time to add the zipper. Now I would first recommend that you mark the zipper's end on your t-shirt. Take your marker or chalk and mark where your zipper stops. Just note it stops by the little square metal, not by the fabric. So just mark that area off onto your t-shirt and let's go on. Now let's draw a line that we can follow when we have to cut to place the zipper. Right above that zipper stop mark, place another mark at the top of the turtleneck. Make sure they are lined up nicely. Now that we have our two marks, the zipper stop mark as well as the mark above it on the turtleneck, we're going to take a ruler and draw a straight line connecting those two marks. This is to indicate where we will be making our cut for our zipper placement. So go ahead, take your time and connect those 2 points. Let's make that zipper cut. Now what you want to do is take your scissors and cut the full length of that line you just drew. When you've done that, take your zipper and place it between the cuts, making sure that your zipper stop falls right at the end of your cuts. Once you've done that, just line up everything nice and proper. Make sure that the extra fabric at the top of your zipper is folded down. So when you start to attach your top, you're starting it at the right point. Once you've done that, fold in the raw edge of your top and start pinning it onto the zipper. Just follow that nice straight line and just start pinning your top onto your zipper. Again, folding all raw edges, so when you're complete, you're gonna have a nice professional finish when you fold in those raw edges. Yeah? Now, when you're finished pinning the zipper in place, it should look something like this. May not look like mine, like a line of sprinkles, but you know what I mean. Take it to the machine, sew in place, and boom, you're finished. Well, okay guys, the top is finished, but I want so much more life out of this turtleneck right now. Like, this turtleneck is seriously not giving me any sign of life right now. Some of you may actually be using t-shirts that have really cool patterns or colors or designs, even graphics on it. So you're just satisfied. I am so not satisfied right now. So to satisfy my designing needs, I am going to strategically place grommets on my piece to make it pop. Now, if any of you want to see how to place grommets on pieces to make it pop and to add some life to it, you can follow the above link to one of my DIY videos that I use grommets in to upcycle a piece and bring it to life. So now that I have taken my ruler and strategically placed points where I will be placing my grommets, let's take a look and see how my top looks now, guys. So till next time, enjoy, have fun, create, and deuces.